Okay, so this video is going to be how to self-finish a cross-stitching or needlepoint project, and this is what you're gonna need. So you're gonna need some thread, some clips. Some people have special clips, I just have these office clips. Invisible thread, I got mine at Michael's, your needle, a piece of fabric, in addition to your canvas, your finished project. And then you will need 2 pieces of cardboard in the size that you want your finished project to be. And then typically I use a piece of felt, but I don't have felt on me, so I'm literally just using a napkin that's kind of like my desired thickness, that is the same size as the cardboard. So I do have another video posted on how I measured my cardboard out. But the first thing you're gonna do is you are going to take 1 cardboard and 1 felt or napkin, whatever you have, and you are going to wrap the canvas around this. So you're gonna place the cardboard and the napkin in the middle of your project. And one thing to keep in mind is when you're cutting your canvas off the original size, you always want to leave extra room around. I didn't really leave too much room around the top and bottom, which is fine, but typically I would give yourself at least, an inch. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold over all of your canvas. So that's why it's important for everything to be the same size so that it all kind of fits nicely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take one of my clips and just secure one of the sides over. At this point, you also wanna make sure that everything is lined up, and I put the brown cardboard facing out so that if you happen to see the cardboard, it all looks the same. So if you care about the color kind of poking through, you could put white felt on the outside instead of the tissue on the back. You could put the felt here. It's really just preference. So then I'm going to just keep going around and securing my canvas. I'm going to fold over the edges and probably do a clip on each corner. All right, I only have 1 clip left, which is fine because you'll see as we move forward, we're gonna be sewing this in place. So once I have a corner secured, I'll just move a clip over. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to get a piece of loose thread. So typically I would choose a color that, so I typically choose a color that I don't really care for because this isn't going to be seen as you sew. However, this is what I had on hand. So I just took a really long piece of thread and then I flossed it. So each only has 3 threads in it. So just thread your needle. And then what you're going to do is flip over your project and you are just going to back and forth thread the needle through, pull it all the way, hold that end in place, and then I like to go back and forth first. So just, gather your fabric, and I kind of do 2 sides first. So I'll just go back and forth this whole way so that the canvas becomes secure and taut. You kind of want to give it a pull so it's taut, but make sure you're not pulling too tight so that your canvas doesn't rip or your fabric doesn't bunch on the other side. This is why you want to give yourself extra room when you're cutting your canvas, so that you have length to thread your needle through. And then again, once you feel like your pieces are kind of secure, you can definitely remove a clip and clip it elsewhere. Once you go a few times, you can start going from the other direction. So I'm actually going to start by removing this corner clip and securing down this corner. So I'm going to go over here and kind of gather somewhere over here. So whatever shape that you chose for your cardboard is going to be the exact shape of your project. So you just want to make sure that you like the shape that you're choosing and you like the size. All right, so now I'm actually going to start to go this way. So I have flipped my project. And I'm just going to be very careful here because I really didn't leave myself a lot of room, but it's okay. I'm just going to go here and be gentle as I pull to secure these sides. And this is why I flossed my thread, because I can kind of already tell that I'm going to need to rethread my needle with additional thread. So you definitely want to give yourself a lot of length, because it does require a decent amount. And again, that's why I kind of use thread I don't really care for, because you are kind of using a lot. I'm going to take off this piece and continue threading. Take off the corner. So once you are finding that you don't have a lot of thread left, you can go ahead and just kind of weave it through and then give it a knot to secure it. And then you can go ahead with the other thread that you have, thread your needle, and just finish securing any of the corners or places you have left. You do kind of want to make sure that the corners are folded in nicely, because when you turn it around, you'll be able to see any spots that need